What it do, fighters? Thanks for tuning in to the Life's a Fight Barscast. This is episode 4 of the Barscast, and today is a different type of day. This is the first Barscast that's going to have an audio and a video component to it. You want to know why? Because I got a ski mask now, boy. I'm out here on executioner vibes, looking like an executioner in my ski mask. And guess what? I kind of am. Because when I get into the octagon, I'm executing fools. Bars! But anyways, if you want to watch the video version of this, you're going to have to go to the YouTube because Substack only allows podcasts to be audio. So if you want to see the video, you want to see the ski mask energy, you got to go to the YouTube. The link will be right in the Substack post here. Give it a check out. Give it a sub. You know the vibes, boy. We do this all in one take because I'm one take fighter. You know, in the octagon, you only get one take. So let's get right to it. Today, we talking about intent. We're talking about mindfulness. Now, this is an extensive topic, just like breathing, just like health, like lifting, like cold exposure, like Bripto, all this type of stuff. 10 minutes is not enough to do it justice. This will be a multi-part series on mindfulness. But to start, I just want to get right into the basics of it, man. The basics of what mindfulness is and how I came across mindfulness. Let's give a little bit of my history here. I'm a dude who's got ADHD. I'm sure you can probably guess that based off the energy I be putting out. But I also have Tourette's. And most people in real life wouldn't be able to tell I have Tourette's anymore. Because I have, quote, cured my Tourette's. I have used mindfulness, breath work, meditation to slow myself down and slow my overactive brain down to help combat my Tourette's. I found meditation, breath work, yoga, this type of stuff. I found it in high school. This is when it came to me. And I practiced kind of, on and off, but it didn't really take off in my life. It didn't become ingrained in my life until college. I got a hip surgery my junior year, I think it was, of college, and it put me out, and I let myself go. I let myself get really overweight. I was 180 pounds on a 5'6" frame. I was living a lifestyle and a path that was really not in sync with achieving anything. I was going down a really bad path, and I knew I needed something. I hated exercise because I worked so hard with wrestling. I didn't want to exercise. I needed something to change. And what found me was breath work, meditation, living in the present moment. And it allowed me to change the way I think, the way I operate. It allowed me to slow down, take a step back, and see what it was that was really important. Find where I was going wrong. And where I was going wrong was how I was thinking, how I was living, how mindlessly I was living. Because with everything, there's duality. For black, there is white. For light, there is dark. There is mindfulness, and then there is mindlessness. They're very different. Mindfulness is when you're living in the present moment. You're being mindful of what it is that you are doing. You are aware of what it is you're doing. You're aware of your thoughts. You are aware of the way you are living. Mindlessness is what so many people have now fallen into. They don't think about anything that they're doing. They're kind of just going like a cog in the gear. They're moving forward without even thinking about what it is that they're doing. Just like zombies almost. That's mindlessness. And mindlessness is so heavily present and ingrained in our society and our culture because of the advent of social media, of all these different forms of multimedia content. There's millions of different videos, TikToks, freaking Vine back in the day, hours of Twitter that you can scroll, hours and hours and hours, endless amounts of mindless content that you can consume. When you're living mindlessly, you can't go anywhere. You're just gonna go. You're just gonna go forward, but you're not really going forward. You're just going through the motions, and that's no way to live. You owe it to yourself to live in a way and live to a certain capacity that you are here. This life that you are living is right now. This is very cliche. The past is gone. The future is not promised. All there is right now. You owe it to yourself to live right now. And that's why we find mindfulness. That's why we train mindfulness. The key word there is train. This is not a skill that you just... Mindfulness is a skill. Mindfulness is a skill. It's not something that you just wake up and now you're completely mindful. No. Because we are so detached from what is real and what isn't. We're so wrapped up in our phones. We're so wrapped up in, millions of different things that are distracting us from the present moment. So when you're building mindfulness, the same way that you build gratitude in your life, the same way you build a breathwork practice, a meditation practice, mindfulness must be built. And that's the focus of this one today. We're going to talk about how to start building mindfulness into your daily life. So, how do you start? Well, a good way to start is with breath work, man. You sit down for 5 minutes and you're mindful while breathing. You're taking 5 minutes and you're breathing. All you're doing, all your attention, all your focus, all your energy is on breathing. You're present. You're here. Same thing goes for meditation. You build mindfulness the same way you build a meditation practice. When you're meditating and your focus goes off the breath, you gently bring it back to the breath. You do the same thing with mindfulness. When you're noticing that you are not being mindful, you're just kind of going through the motions, you make a conscious moment and effort to bring yourself back to the present moment. And as you start to do that more and more, you start to build more and more mindfulness, and you're not going to be mindful 24/7. You have to be a monk for that. And the average human being isn't willing to live like a monk. That's okay. You weren't meant to live like a monk. Some people are. You likely were not meant to live like a monk, though. So you got to build it. You got to build it. And it's, there's going to be times where you're mindless, and there's going to be times where you're mindful. And that's what you got. The goal is to be mindful more than you are mindless. Now, how do we build it in our day-to-day life? What's something tangible that you can do to start building it? Easy. How many chores do you do per day? A lot, probably, right? You wash the dishes, you take a shower, you walk the dog, you tidy up the house, you do some laundry, you fold some laundry. All of those are opportunities to build mindfulness. Instead of having your phone going, playing music while you're doing these things, texting while you're doing it, watching YouTube, listening to a podcast, put it away. Put it down for a little bit and focus on the task at hand. If you're washing the dishes, wash the dishes. Because when you wash the dishes, you're not just washing the dishes. You're washing yourself. You're cleansing yourself spiritually. You're focusing on the moment. You're doing a menial, I think that's the word, task, and it builds you. I want to quote something real quick. There's a great book on mindfulness that I would recommend to everybody and anybody. It's called Wherever You Go, There You Are. It's by Jon Kabat-Zinn. And this book has had profound impact on my life. But I want to quote a specific passage from it. And it's a quote by Gary Snyder. Okay? All of us are apprenticed to the same teacher that the religious institutions originally worked with. Reality. Reality Insight says, master the 24 hours. Do it well without self-pity. It is as hard to get the children herded into the carpool and down the road to the bus as it is to chant sutras in the Buddha hall on a cold morning. One move is not better than the other. Each can be quite boring, and they both have the virtuous quality of repetition. Repetition and ritual, and their good results come in many forms. Changing the filter, wiping noses, going to meetings, picking up around the house, washing dishes. Don't let yourself think that these are distracting you from your more serious pursuits. Such a round of chores is not a set of difficulties we hope to escape from so that we may do our, quote, practice, which will put us on a path. It is our path. Think about that for a second. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So if you approach the meaningless tasks with mindful intent, the meaningful tasks, you're going to be able to approach the same exact way. If you're an athlete and you don't train hard, you're not going to be able to compete hard. The same principle goes here. When you're washing the dishes, wash the dishes. When you're doing your laundry, you're folding your laundry, fold the laundry. Note how the laundry, how the fabric feels on you. Note the thoughts that are coming up into your head. Take it as a moment to be here. Be present in the moment right now. Another great opportunity to build mindfulness is in the shower. You're taking a shower, keep the music off for a little bit. Don't put the music on while you're showering. Really be intentful with how you are cleaning your body. Showering and cleansing yourself, that's also a spiritual practice. You know, we tend to think of these things as mindless tasks. Everything we do is important. And the way we do everything is important. Really take the moment, take the time to intentfully clean yourself. Cleanse yourself of what it is that is looming over you. What it is that you got going on in your head. Take a moment and just, instead of focusing on that, instead of thinking about that, worrying about that, clean yourself. Put the washcloth on your skin. Feel it on your skin as you're moving it upwards, as you're washing yourself. Really note what that feels like. Note what it makes you feel like. Mindfulness is something that you build in your day-to-day practices. When you're cooking in the kitchen, that's an opportunity for mindfulness. Put all your attention, all your focus on the task at hand. That's being present. You gotta be present if you want to go anywhere, because the past is gone. You can't relive yesterday, and you can't live tomorrow because you might not wake up tomorrow. So all you have is today. You got 24 hours in a day. But when you start to live mindfully, you start to live from moment to moment, putting your attention, putting your energy, your focus on the task at hand, time starts to go a little bit differently. And I'm not going to get into how time works like this right now, because I might need an hour for that to explain how time works for me. But that's why I always say I've been alive for 40,000 years. I talk about this in the jungle all the time. I've been alive for a long time. Why? Because I live very presently. And at the moment to moment is joyful to me. I'm here. I'm alive. And I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful to have this opportunity to do a chore, a task. Because the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And it's not a fun task. Washing the dishes isn't fun. Who likes washing dishes? Nobody. But it's an opportunity to train your brain, to train your awareness of the way you feel, the way you are thinking, to note things. Washing the dishes, that's a meditative practice if you approach it like that. It's an opportunity to grow your spirit, grow your focus, your awareness of your physical self, but your mental self and your spiritual self as well. Take those opportunities. This was very simple today. I listed out a few ways that you can start to build mindfulness. Being in the present moment, focusing on what it is that you're doing. Every moment is an opportunity for mindfulness. And when you live like this, every moment is an opportunity to meditate. So approach it like that. Every moment is an opportunity for you to learn something about yourself and the way the world works around you, the inner workings of everything. Because everything is present in all things. Bars. Look, we kept it real simple today. In the future, we're going to get into mindfulness meditation. We're going to get into breath work more. We're going to get into mindful practices that have helped me cultivate it. But I just wanted to give you a little something to think about today. Think about the way you approach the meaningless tasks in your day-to-day, the chores that you have to do. Approach them a little bit more mindfully, with a little bit more intention. And then start to notice the way that those tasks, they shift in your head, the way you think about those tasks. You know, the way you think about all things and everything. It starts with being mindful, being here, being present now. Because now is all you got, brothers. Now is all you got. So you owe it to yourself to live right now. Be present right now. And also you owe it to everybody you interact with. When you're talking with somebody, get off your phone. Be there. Listen to them. Hear what they have to say. Digest it. When you're eating your meals, that's another opportunity for mindfulness. Put the phone away. Be grateful for the food you're eating. Be present with the food you are eating right now. Turn the TV off. Turn the YouTube off. Eat. Be here. That's all. Focus on what you're doing right now. Put all your energy on the task at hand, and then put all your energy on the next task after that. But don't be thinking about what you got to do after this or what you got to do after that. Think about what you got right now. What's on the plate right now, what is in front of you. That's the task. That's the mission. And then the next thing comes after that. All right? Simple enough. We're going to get into it more later on, though. I appreciate you tuning in to episode 4 of the Life's a Fight Barscast. And I hope this resonated with you. I hope this was some bars, because for me spitting this, it felt like bars to me. All right, I kind of lied. This is 2 takes. 2 takes. Because I messed up. Look, if you want to support my UFC career, you want to support my dreams, you want to help me out in what it is that I'm doing, you can subscribe to my YouTube. You can watch the video version of the Barscast on my YouTube. I also have merchandise on Teespring, a whole bunch of bars gear, some dope boxing glove stuff, all designed by BowTied Coffee. Check that dude out on Twitter, at BowTied Coffee. All of the proceeds go towards helping me pay for my food, my rent, my training fees, so I don't have to work while training, so that I can go at my dreams full force, full speed ahead, sprinting at them right through the frickin' wall the way I come at y'all every day. I also have a paid Substack on top of this free Substack. It's $5 a month or $50 for a year, and if you pay for the year, you get a free one-on-one consult call with me. And I truly believe that a consult call with me is more valuable than anything the Substack could give. Because I will promise you this, if you show up for yourself, I will change your life. I'll change the way you think. I'll change the way you operate. We look to build disciplined, simple practices, mindful practices in our day-to-day life. That's what I'm trying to do. Think of me as your performance coach, baby. We all need one. You want to be elite? All right, help yourself be elite. I'm a high operating human. Help me help you. That's the mission right there. Let's get after it. Thank you and God bless you. I appreciate you, Jungle.